All right, position round.
No practice, Randy. No practice. Let's do this.
Yeah, I love it. 116 pin lead for O'Keefe and O'Neill. And oh boy, Asbaty and Belmonte will have to put on a strike fest to have any chance of winning this event. 321 pins back of first, Restrepo and Hostetler. We have a nice race, though, for third place. All the way down to Cassandra Luthold. I'm going to go with Luthold this time.
Okay.
And Jason Sterner. They're only 22 back of third.
Yeah, 3 teams fighting for that third spot, 2 teams fighting for the title, 1 team with a heavy advantage. It's going to take a humongous victory. Well, an 87-pin victory by Asbaty and Belmonte would be enough. That's how you have to start. Asbaty with a strike in the first. Shannon O'Keefe seeking her 4th title in this event. She's won it twice with Bill O'Neill, including last year, and she won it once with her husband, Brian. She actually won it with her husband and then defended the title with Bill O'Neill, won it back-to-back years, took a year off from winning, and won it last year, the first year PWBA and PBA titles were at stake. Now trying to repeat. Jason Belmonte steps up on lane 8 for his first frame.
Made a ball change. He threw that on his fill shot in the last game. Let's see how that works out for him. Air jaws. Love it. You like that reference?
I like air jaws.
Serious. I mean, I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's good. I think that might make it to ESPN. By might, I mean should.
Should. Like it. O'Neill. Week 10. Right now, I really feel that the only chance that Belmo and Asbaty have is if Diandra bowls her highest game of the tournament.
And she has shots, at least from memory, at a couple 230s.
I think she needs at least 250 for them to win.
O'Keefe strikes in the second.
Third and 16 pin lead. And you know, quite honestly, isn't really that the difference of that game 6?
Yeah, that is the difference. They were very, very close until that game when O'Neill and O'Keefe both started with the front 7. And on they all go for Asbaty, front 2.
Back-to-back soft 10s for O'Neill. For Belmonte, is this the right ball? Is this the ball that helps him bowl 279 or better? It's going to take all of it.
That ball landed on the 6th arrow.
Oh, I got to tell you, he makes it look easy, and it's anything but. I'll tell you, we talk so much about what Belmonte has done in this event, but let's not shortchange Bill O'Neill.
7th. Yeah, O'Neill has been incredible, especially this morning, those 4 games of additional qualifying. Any of these sheets of paper? I know it was 250, 250, 250, 230.
Yeah, he basically averaged 250 to get his team into the top 8 and to secure that. I believe they were the #1 seed coming in.
Yes.
But yeah, he was Belmonte-esque this morning, and he's continued that trend.
Now Asbaty, 3rd frame, looking for her 3rd strike. 10 pin.
O'Neill in match play has knocked down more pins than any of our other players except one. And no, it's not Belmonte. It's actually A.J. Johnson.
Yeah, 16:46 through 7 for A.J. Johnson.
The great ones make it look easy and effortless. And that's what I've watched with Bill, with Jason Belmonte. A.J. Johnson at times has looked like a world beater. But O'Neill and Belmonte, they've been able to sustain that for longer periods throughout this event.
And there's O'Neill with his 1st strike of the game in frame 3, and now Belmonte coming up on the front 2, lofting his ball and landing it on the 7th arrow.
I wonder when he steps up on the approach if he's visualizing the 610. Because right now, that's the direction it's going in. So imagine that drift to the left. You're sliding left of the ball return gutter cap, and then launching it over the gutter in the direction of the 610 in the air, only to have it rip back and go flush. It's almost like you take the lane and turn it 45 degrees. Oh, good shot by Diandra, just unable to carry the weak 10. "87 pins is what Team Belmo needs to win this game by.
Spare as Beatty still clean through 4. O'Keefe, 10 pin of her own to shoot. O'Keefe clean through 4. Jason Belmonte on the front 3. Bill O'Neill, spare strike. Fourth frame, small lead for Asbaty and Belmonte. A small lead will not win them this championship. They need a large victory. Spare for O'Neill. O'Neill and O'Keefe both having trouble putting strikes together. And Randy, you've bowled a lot of formats over the years. You've been in a lot of different positions going into position round. Is there a chance when you have a 116 pin lead going into a game like this to feel like, well, we just need to not lose by that much? Not necessarily with these two players of this caliber, but can you get lackadaisical?
Absolutely. I've seen players in singles events miss shows that had 80, 90, 100 pin leads. They get on a bad pair, they shoot 150. A player trying to make the show or go around them gets on a good pair, shoots 250, and the next thing you know, that player that had that 80 pin lead is gone, and it can go that quick. I don't see that happening in this title match, simply because O'Neill and Shannon O'Keefe are going to keep the ball in play, and they're not going to bowl the bad game. The question is whether or not Asbaty and Belmonte can throw enough strikes collectively.
As we say that, Asbaty leaves the 3-6-10. O'Neill strikes. His second strike of the game to go with 3 spares. And spare for Asbaty. Diandra opens with the front 2 and 3 spares. Belmonte on the front 4 right now. O'Keefe and O'Neill, as you mentioned, Randy, keeping everything in play. They're both clean through 5.
There's that shot where he projects it over the lane and so far down the lane, and it comes in late, and that's when the messenger comes in front of that 10 pin.
crosses over and gets them all. O'Keefe with the undesirable split following Asbaty's crossover strike, and Belmonte strikes as well.
Things are getting interesting. Not close, but interesting. No time to panic, not yet. But it is getting a little interesting.
I'll agree with that.
Oh,
That was scary.
little wet dry reaction for both O'Keefe and O'Neill. The O team, oh no, with a little over under.
O'Keefe, 7th frame.
Needs to push. And it did. And that's 10 back for Shannon. And a nice conversion on the 2-8 for Bill O'Neill. Now, I'll tell you, this might be one of the biggest shots of the tournament right here. Diandra, after going runaway Brooklyn, if she can convert into a double here, things just got real interesting.
And she does.
Belmonte catches this next hit, folks. I'll tell you what, we now have a tournament. Shannon O'Keefe is in the 180s. Bill O'Neill's in the 190s. Diandra in the 2 teens, Belmonte in the 220s. He can go to 230 with a hit right here. And O'Neill still looking for his first double. Looks like he's got the absolute massive wet dry reaction. Gets it right, it goes through the face, gets it up the lane, it goes light. Belmonte looking to throw it halfway down the lane and throw 10 in the pit and get that much closer to stealing a win. Hey, Mr. Big Shot, who do you think you are? Let's see what he's got. Oh my God, he threw it halfway to Dallas.
And it stayed in Fort Worth.
Totally unexpected. Did not see that coming. O'Keefe and O'Neill can breathe easier now. Belmonte leaving the 2-4-6-10.
Seen Belmo make this before. It is makeable. But a strike there would have been huge.
Are you kidding me? Did you see that? It comes out of the pit. You know, if Shannon didn't like the crossover Brooklyn, she certainly didn't like that.
No,
Oh my gosh.
that's not a smile on Shannon's face.
Are you kidding me? Wow. That is ridiculous.
And O'Keefe gets the 7 to go late. And she is happy about that one.
Another huge shot for Diandra. Remember the last shot on this lane, she went runaway Brooklyn, barely catching the head pin. Wow. 5-pin gets tickled, goes left. She's got a 3-bagger now. And just think what could have been if Belmonte strikes in the 7th. The good news is he was working on a strike, so he didn't lose any count.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they still have a legitimate chance. And O'Neill cannot strike. Unbelievable. As great as he's bowled all week, comes down to the last game, and he can't strike. I'm not sure he's missed the pocket yet. He's got 2 strikes in this game.
Belmonte taking a re-rack. That's the first re-rack I remember all weekend from anybody.
Belmonte with a possible 259. Asbaty a possible 255. Remember when we talked about it, I said if she shoots 250, they have a chance to win. She has a chance to shoot 255.
Which would give them a chance to win.
Like I said.
You did. Still holds true at this point. 8th frame.
Man, this has gotten really crazy.
Jason Belmonte off the unconventional split conversion.
Is he starting to get wet dry now? It just looked like he threw it on the right lane, on lane 8. It looked like it was halfway down the lane and comes up light, but it looks real wet dry for Bill O'Neill. I'm wondering if Belmonte's starting to get a little taste of that. So hard to tell with monitors and it's standing room only here, and we have no vantage point, but I can just go off of their ball reaction and what it does when it hits the pins. Big shot here now for Shannon O'Keefe working on a strike. I'm sorry, working on a double.
Triple.
Wow. What a comeback. If it was legal, she'd punch somebody in the face right now. Forget the high five. Let me just hit somebody.
Yeah. Now Asbaty on a triple.
Oh my. Wow. SMH. Can I say that?
You did.
I see it all the time. I don't know what it means, but I think it's good.
Well, here comes Bill O'Neill. He has 2 strikes through 8 frames. Everything else is a 9 count, 9 spare, except for the 1-8 count, double wood.
Oh no, that could have been disaster. 2-4-5. Billy can't get his ball in the pocket, struggling. Best he can shoot now if he converts is 204.
O'Keefe can shoot 224.
204, 224, 255, 259. Guess what? New winner, right? What did they have to win by?
87.
87.
4-pin for Belmonte. Walked it back. A little confidence, a little hope in that walk back. But the 4 stands. Now O'Neill faces the 2-4-5.
And Bill O'Neill converts. Excellent spare shooter. Belmonte, right lane got him. He gets finished on the left lane, but what could have been? Started with the front 4 and right lane got him after that. Last 3 shots on that lane, all non-strikes, 9 spares. The split conversion, that was pure luck coming out of the back of the pit. And here the 4-pin. He can still shoot 239. Asbaty can shoot 255. That's 94. If O'Keefe doesn't strike here, they have a chance to win.
Asbaty on 4 in a row. 10th frame.
I think their chances are done now. I mean, she did her job. She got that huge break, took advantage of it. With a spare here, she'll be the 220s. Sorry, 230. Scoring is so tough for me. And big hit right there for Shannon O'Keefe, and that's pretty much going to seal it for them. 230s for Diandra if she converts. O'Keefe now 210. O'Neill can shoot 204.
And Diandra opens.
Misses the 610. Actually gave her a spare. Congratulations to Shannon O'Keefe and Bill O'Neill.
Back-to-back striking against breast cancer mixed doubles champions. This will be O'Keefe's 4th time winning this event.
It got real interesting towards the end there. If Belmonte carries a couple hits on that right lane, it's a whole new ball game.
Well, look at the back half of this game for Shannon O'Keefe too. She had that split in the 6th. which was the same frame Diandra crossed over. And then Diandra capitalized on that, but it looks like O'Keefe did as well shortly after. Belmo got that split conversion out of the pit, and Shannon did not fail to strike after those two things. Until her second shot here in the 10th. Belmo strikes, but not going to do much for them now, except for a second place finish. Respectable, but not what they want. .212 for Shannon O'Keefe. Belmonte and O'Neill will finish. And once all the action around the house completes, Randy Peterson will have an interview with our winners down on the approach. Strike for O'Neill. Congratulations from Jason Belmonte to Bill O'Neill. O'Neill and O'Keefe, back-to-back champions here in Houston. Bowl on Bellaire.
All right, with me is your winners. Congratulations, guys. Way to defend. It got real interesting towards the end of that last match. Shannon, what was going through your mind when Diandra started to string strikes? That
I needed to make great shots and keep up with her. That was it.
And how were you able to do that?
Just really taking one shot at a time, taking deep breaths and just focusing on that one shot, not thinking too far ahead or at the previous shots.
And Bill, it looked like the lanes got real wet dry for you. You had trouble getting your ball to face up to the pocket. What adjustments, if any, did you make?
I didn't make any adjustments, apparently. I only threw 2 strikes, so I didn't really make any adjustments. But I tried to get softer with my hands so I could move a little left and create a little shape down the lane to try to knock the 10 over. But I made a couple errant shots, and luckily they didn't split, and I was able to make the spares. And we just grinded our way out, and my partner threw a late 4-bagger to pretty much seal it up.
What works so well for this team that has enabled you to win this tournament 3 times?
Our communication is really good. We know each other really well. We know our games really well. So when things start to go awry, we're able to help each other out physically and mentally. So I think that's the biggest key for us.
And Shannon, you're such a picture of fitness. Were you the one that was able to influence Bill? I mean, he's lost like 20 pounds. He's in great shape, and obviously it's paid dividends.
Sure, I'll take credit to that.
All right. Hey, with a check and trophy presentation, I'd like to introduce Hall of Famer Del Ballard Jr. Del?
Exactly. This is my first trophy presentation, so hey, I don't know. On behalf of Bill and Barbara Chrisman, we want to thank everyone for their support of this great event. Donna Connors, thanks for everything that you do. Your entire staff do a phenomenal job. And I know Storm wants to reach out and say, hey, we really look forward to our continued support. Thank you very much for everything that everybody does here. Shannon O'Keefe, as usual, this is becoming a nice habit for you. And Bill O'Neill, congratulations. Great bowling.
There you have it, folks. How about a nice round of applause for your champions? Jeff, let's send it back to you.